Glow is already here. I'm shy. I'm shy to talk to them. Though they're all very nice, but I know I come off as super extroverted, but it's because I've powered through. You know, you're introverted for long enough and you learn how to speak to people. And a lot of it, my speaking skills comes from understanding the mood and the vibes of the people I'm talking to. So I can generally tell how to shift a conversation. But I don't have any of that if I'm talking in a language I don't understand. So I'm not a very good speaker if I can't assess the situation. Yeah, I would say I'm a trained extrovert. I was never an extrovert growing up. I was definitely 100% an introvert, and I was really shy, and I would wait for other people to speak to me. But I've learned how to speak to people, so easier for me to start conversations. How do you gain this power? I think eventually it is kind of difficult to put yourself out there, I will say, but I think eventually you go through enough experiences and you put up with a lot of things that you feel generally more brave in approaching other people. I think a huge problem when speaking to people is that you think that you're gonna commit a social faux pas and they're gonna remember that for their entire life. But one thing to know is that people, they generally will not think of you. It's like, we're so in our own heads that we're kind of like narcissistic to a point that we think that other people think about us, but they really don't. Other people generally, if you like weird them out, they'll like never think of you ever again. So if you think of it in that way, you could feel like, oh my god, I flubbed that conversation and now it's cringe and I can't show my face. But I assured you, in like a week, they've already forgotten that they've spoken to you. And I think there's like situations where you're like, oh, but I really like this person and we're like in the same spaces, so I want to talk to them. But you can't ever really force something. But I think generally people love being reached out to and they love being spoken to. And if you are a generally good listener and you think someone's really cool, try like just reaching out to them and just listening. Because people love to talk about themselves. And that is some social tips if you want to feel more extroverted. Because the hardest part is reaching out to them, but once you get them talking about themselves, you've already, you know, reached the high point of the hurdle. The hurdle was reaching out, and now you're like cruising. If they get to the point where they're just talking, and then you can just sit back and then like comment based off of what they're saying to you. Yeah, listen with interest. I won't act like I have mastered social interactions, because I feel really awkward too. Like sometimes I talk and I feel really, really awkward, or I feel like things are going wrong, but that is not how other people perceive how I took that conversation a lot. Like I can feel like, oh, this was strange, and now like, do you ever imagine the Sims minus relationship point popping up above someone's head when you're talking to them? Like sometimes you can literally see it happening in real time. You're like, ooh, oof. But most of the time you're imagining things, and then that's not how they saw that interaction at all. Yeah. Also, very difficult to do. But if you feel like something's been awkward, just try to play it off. Joke it off. You can always usually laugh your way out of a bad conversation. Yeah, straight at the social interaction party. Let's just say my anxiety. Believe me when I say this, but I am an incredibly socially anxious person. And sometimes I can get really worked up over like the smallest things. I guess a good example would be Maple Story. And in Maple Story, there's this thing called Monster Park Extreme. Party thing. It's party play. And when I first did it, I was really upset going to do it because I hate party play. And I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna flame me because I'm so weak and pathetic. And they're gonna be so mean and mad at me because I can't contribute to the party. And I don't want to do my dailies because I'm scared. And I don't want to confront that. And I don't want to be flamed in a party. And I wouldn't do it for the longest time because I didn't want to get yelled at. But eventually I did it. And now it's It's fine. I'm normal now. It took me a while, and I was like unreasonably upset about it. But now it's okay. Just like League of Legends, yes. Just like League of Legends.
Save her. No!